In this video, we are going to see how to create and add Razorpay payment links to Airtable. So let's say that you run some classes and you have got the details of your students, the different courses they are in, and then you know the amount that they have to pay, etc. You want that every time in the spreadsheet, Airtable spreadsheet, a new user is added along with these details, automatically a payment link should be generated through Razorpay, which is a payment gateway, and then again the same sheet should be updated with that payment link. How can you do this? For this, you will have to integrate the two applications, and the same thing can be done using Pabbly Connect software. Here your trigger application would be Airtable and your action applications would be Razorpay, and again you will have to use Airtable to update the link. Now, how can you do this yourself, integrate and automate this entire process? To understand that, let me take you to my screen. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can create and add Razorpay payment links to Airtable. So let's say that this is your Airtable base, and in this particular table you have the fields, name, subject, email, phone number, amount and the created time, and of course there is payment link. So what do you want? That every time a new user is added here with the entire information, automatically through Razorpay a link should be created and then it should become a part of this particular file. So here you can see that the payment link has been captured. So to understand how we are going to do this, I'm first going to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we do that, here we have reached the landing page of our software. Now here on the right hand side you can see two options, sign in and sign up for free. If you already have an account with us, simply sign in, and if you are a new user, then you will have to first click on this tab sign up, and then also at the time of account creation you will get 100 free tasks. Now since I already am a user here, simply going to sign in. Here we have reached the all applications page. We are going to click on access now for Pabbly Connect, and here we have reached the dashboard of this application. On the right hand side we can see a tab create workflow. Let's click on this and a dialog box has appeared which is asking us to name this workflow. Here my objective is to create and add Razorpay payment links to Airtable. So I'm going to name it as Razorpay Airtable integration, and let's click on create. As we do that, here we have reached another window which has got two very important events. One is trigger and another one is action. Triggers and actions are basically those two principles or concepts on which this entire automation works. Trigger is when this happens and action is do this. Basically action here is the result of our trigger. So let's say that I am running some classes and I have the details of my students, the course, the amount, and I wish to add payment links there. So the first thing, the trigger application here would be Airtable. Let's click on this. Now the trigger event. Here this is the event which will make my workflow start. So let's click on new record. So every time there is a new record in Airtable, this workflow will run. Now let's click on connect. Now here Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Airtable account so that it can have access to the information. So I'm going to click on add new connection, and here we have to find the token to set up this connection, and we can get the same from the account section. This is the hyperlink. I have already logged into my Airtable account, so I'm going to just click on the hyperlink over here, and here as I take you down, this is the API key which is supposed to act as a token. So I'm going to go here and paste it. Let's click on save to set up this connection. So here we are done with the setting up of the connection. Now we require the base, the table and trigger field. To understand this, I'm going to take you first to my Airtable account. So this is my Airtable account. Let's go to the dashboard. So once we are here, these are the various workspaces, and within these workspaces, we have various bases. I already have created a base. The name is Razorpay payment links. So this is the table. Here the name of the table is payment links, and I have got the following column fields: name, subject, email address, phone number, amount and payment link. Now if I take you back to Pabbly Connect, it is very well written here that you have to create a field in your table schema with field name created and field type created time. If you do not create this field, then your trigger will not basically work properly. So here what we have to do is we have to click on this plus icon, and then we have to look for created time. This is our created time. Let's click on this. As soon as we do that, we will click on create field. So why do we do this? So every time there is a new information, it will also show when and at what time, exactly on what date and what time the information was added to this table. Now, I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect and here we are going to fill this data. So let's click on this. We are looking for Razorpay payment links. This is my base. Then the table within the base is payment links. See, I'll show you. So this is payment links. This is the name of the table. Razorpay payment link is the name of the base. Now the trigger field. So it has already captured the created field. And now I'm going to click on save and send test request. As soon as we do that, here you can see that we have received the response. This is the field subject, then the mobile number, username, then the email address, and then we have the created time as well. Now my next objective is that I have to create a payment link for Razorpay. So I'm going to choose my next application as Razorpay. Let's click on this. And now the action event here would be to create a payment link. Let's click on this and click on connect. Again here, Pabbly Connect is asking to connect itself with the Razorpay account so that it can have access to the information. I'm again going to click on add new connection, and then to set up the connection, we need a key ID and key secret. So to understand from where can we get this key ID and key secret, all we have to do is we have to log into our dashboard with appropriate credentials. So I'm going to click on this dashboard. This is the hyperlink. And here we have reached the dashboard. Now, if I take you down, so we have to go to settings. Once we are here, we will go to API keys. So this is the key ID and the key secret. So I'm going to quickly copy the key ID first, go to Pabbly Connect, paste it over here. Again, go back to Razorpay. And I'm going to now copy the key secret, go back to Pabbly Connect and paste it over here. Once done, let's click on save. So here Razorpay and Pabbly Connect are now connected, which means that Pabbly Connect has access to the information received through Razorpay. Now we have to map this data: amount, currency, type, description, name, etc. So basically here you can see that the amount which is required here, it is saying that it should be in the smallest unit of the currency. For example, for 10 rupees, it should be 1000. If we are considering the currency as INR, so the smallest unit is paisa, so we have to convert it accordingly. Now to do this, I'm going to add another action step, which is actually a feature by Pabbly, number formatter. Let's click on this. So once done, here the action event. The action event we are going to choose perform math operation. Let's click on connect. So once done, now here we have to map the data. So mapping basically means that I have already received this information in my previous step. So this is the amount. So this amount now I want over here. Why do we map this information? Because for different payments, the amount would be different every time. So for this workflow to automatically gather that data, we map it. So I'm going to now click on this, go to step 1, and here I'm going to go to the field's amount. Now here I want to multiply it with 100. Why? Because I want to convert it into the smallest unit of rupee. And here the operation would be multiply. Let's click on save and send test request. So here we have received the desired result. So this is 1 lakh. Why? Because 1000 rupees equals to 1 lakh paise. Now I'm going to again click on connect, save the existing connection. Once done, here I'm going to map the information. Let's go to the second step, and this is the amount. Now the currency. Here my currency is INR. You can mention the currency that you wish to have the amount in. Now this is a link. Then the description. So understand this. First I'm going to take you to my Airtable account. This is my Airtable account, and here you can see that I am preparing these payment links for a spoken English class, and these are the various students that I have, the email address, phone number, amount. My payment link is supposed to be captured over here, and then we have the created time. Going back to Pabbly Connect, I'm going to write for spoken English classes. Now the name. Again here we are going to map the information. Go to step 1. This is the name. Then we have the email address. So this is the email address. Then we have the contact, which is the phone number. So here is the phone number. Now here we have view less. Basically view less or show more. So when you have the details as lengthy, so instead of writing the entire thing, you can show the hyperlink show more, and as soon as the person would click on that show more, he would get the entire information. So I do not wish to do this here. Now the receipt. Again, if you have a receipt number tagged to the payment link, you can also mention it over here. Then the reminder. So used to send reminders for the payment link. Do you want that to happen? So I have put it as true. Now the expire. We have to provide a time when the payment link will expire. So it can be minimum 30 minutes, and let's say I want it to be for 1 day. So if I have provided the payment link to my client today, I want that this payment link should get expired by tomorrow. My client will get at least 24 hours to make the payment. But here we need the information in timestamp format, in a different format. So I again have to add another action step, and this time the application here is a feature by Pabbly, which is datetime formatter. It is an extremely interesting feature. Here the action event would be to add or subtract time. Let's click on this. Let's click on connect. Once done, we have to enter the date. So again, I'm going to map the data. We need this particular date. So here you can see the created time. I'm going to map this information. Let's click on this, go to step 1, go down, and this is the created time. Next is the expression. Like, what do I want? I want to add or subtract. So basically I want to add 1 day. So I'm going to write +1 day. Okay. Then you can add 1 month, you can subtract days, you can add hours, etc. Now we have the to format. To format is in which particular format do you want the information to be. So I want it to be in timestamp format. Let's click on this. And from format is the same. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. So as soon as we do that, here we have received the information in timestamp format. It's 1 date after the date of receiving the payment link. Now I'm going to again come down, save the existing connection once again. And here we have to fill in the expire date. So I'm going to go here, go to step 3, and this is my expire date. Once done, do you wish to provide SMS notify? You can always do that. Email notify, partial payment, callback URL, etc. Now I'm going to click on save and send test request. And here you can see that we have received the API response. So if you will see, this is the name of my user, the email address, the phone number. This is the description. Payment link for spoken English classes is the order ID. And this is the payment link that I have just created. Now my next wish is that the table in my Airtable account that I have just created should be updated with the payment link that has been generated over here. So now I'm going to add another action step over here. The application would be Airtable once again. Let's click on this. Come down, the action event would be to update a record. Because we have already created a record, we just want to update it. So I'm going to continue with the existing connection. So once done, here we have to select the base, which is Razorpay payment links. Let's click on this. Here we can see that the payment ID has already been captured. Now the record. I'm going to turn this toggle towards the right so that I can map this information. And here we have to provide the record ID that we have just received. Going to the step 4. And here I'm going to look for ID. So this is the ID. Let's click on this. Now we have already mapped this information, name, subject, email address, etc. So we do not have to map it again. I'm simply going to go to the payment link. And now here again, let's map the information. So this is our payment link. Let's click on save and send test request. And here you can see that we have received the API response. As per this, what should have happened? So this information should become a part of my Airtable account, the table that I have created. Basically, it should get updated with the payment link. So let's go to our Airtable account now and check the base. So here you can see that this particular payment link has been captured here, and this means that my integration process is a complete success. But we also need to check it for real. So I'm again going to go back to Airtable, and here I'm going to put another information, which is demo user 4. And again, this is for the same class. So email address is demo user 4 at pabblytuts.com. And then we have the phone number, which is the same. And then the amount is 1500. Once done, what should happen? So the moment this particular information is now a part of my Airtable, automatically, first a payment link should be created, and then that should become a part of this table. But if I take you back to Pabbly Connect, and if I take you up here, you can see that This trigger will check for new data in every 10 minutes, which means that this particular trigger application has a polling time of 10 minutes. And this means that this workflow will run after every 10 minutes and it will fetch for new data. So now let's wait for 10 minutes. And then we are going to go back to our Airtable account and check if that particular information is now a part of the Airtable base or no. So now here you can see that this particular payment link for the new user that we had just created has been captured by our base. So this basically means that Razorpay and Airtable are now properly connected with the help of Pabbly Connect software. And now this entire process is just a one-time setup. You do not have to do this again and again. Every time there is a new user on this Airtable, automatically first through Razorpay, the payment link would be generated, and then the same link will become a part of our sheet, which basically means that we'll have the entire data with ourselves without wasting a lot of time. I hope this was very much clear to you. Now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect to understand the entire process. So our trigger application was Airtable, where the trigger event was new record. Then our next application, the action application, was Razorpay, and here our event was create payment link. We had to make certain changes with the amount and with the date. So we had chosen two features by Pabbly, which are number formatter and date time formatter. Here in number formatter, we had to perform a math operation, and for date time formatter, we had to add or subtract time. Finally, the action application was Airtable, and this time the event was to update the record. I hope this is very much clear to you. If in case you have any doubt, you can refer to the workflow which is given in the description box. You can clone the same and start to process immediately. So quickly sign up, make an account, and just try all the automations. Remember that you get 100 free tasks at the time of account creation. If in case you have any particular integration to work on, have any suggestion or advice for us, you can always write to us.
Not only this, but you can integrate multiple applications using Pabbly Connect software. To ask any of your query, you have to write at forum.pabbly.com. You can also visit our website, which is www.pabbly.com/connect. To get all the details about the latest updates, the integrations and applications, you can visit our Facebook group. If in case you have found this video helpful, then do not forget to share this with your friends and colleagues so that they can also get into automation and make their life easy. I'm going to see you very soon with different integrations and automations. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe. Take care of yourself.